Comme un jour le sage l'a dit, au lieu de nous donner des bords, donnez-nous des motobombes pour trouver la vie heureuse et avoir une vie de sagesse. Nous te rendons hommage. Merci beaucoup.
So low when I'm far away in another place, all that I dream of just is your pillow, waiting for your love. You in all the ways, in another place. All I'm thinking of, just can't get enough. You, will I be everywhere I go? What's to say? Oh my mind. Above, reach rolling today. Though I'm far away, your fantasy I love, just can't get enough. You, may not be everywhere I go. Your love when I'm far away in another place, all that I dream of, but just as your pillow, waiting for your love. You in all the ways, in another place. All I'm thinking of, just can't get enough. Baby, when I see you, everywhere I go, slide. Once again. Stayed up in Pali. I lived in Crowley Town. Needed me to get you from your mother's house. Baby, I'll be there. Just put on your lavender, perfume in a nice dress. Girl, I hope you like this. Midnight black on the outside, inside you and I leather unlasting. Fell deep in the romance, way back when we did. Midnight black on the outside, inside you and I leather unlasting. Fell deep in the romance, in the backseat we did. Sailing up the highway, you smoke with the windows down, reflection in the rear view, fading lights in town. I know you can't stay too late.
Can I have your attention, please?
I'll have you home in time.
Come to our attention that a number
Let's find
of
the places
the
silent
have cell phones.
beyond the county line.
Right now, down.
Midnight
If you
black
have
on
your
the
cell
outside,
phone,
inside, you and
give
I,
it
leather
to
and
your
ice.
coach.
Fell deep in the romance.
It's in the
Way
rules.
back then we did.
I don't know why we have to police this.
Midnight black on
Thank you.
the outside, inside, you and I, leather and ice. Fell deep in the romance. In the backseat we did. We did. Midnight black on the outside, inside, you and I, leather and ice. Fell deep in the romance. In the backseat we did. We did. Midnight black on the outside, inside, you and I, leather and ice. Fell deep in the romance. In the backseat we did. We did, girl. Midnight black on the outside. Midnight black on the outside. I remember how it was back then. We were just young ones. And on that night, 30 seconds. Well, some of them are...
The audio back.
So not yet, just wait a minute.
45 seconds, go get back there.
Just give me a thumbs up.
They were going to put some, oh, there's the water.
Some water.
Okay, I'm going to undo it.
Good.
So I'm using this one?
We'll use this one. That'll be
Okay,
great.
all right.
That's great. Hello, everyone. Are we ready to get started? Let's go. Are you ready to get started? My name is David Reichert. I'm the coach at Seneca Valley High School here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I am honored to introduce your Super Quiz MC, Dr. Kathy Wilson Humphrey. Dr. Kathy serves as the 11th president at Carlow University. With more than 35 years in higher education, she is revered as a transformative and effective pioneering leader. President Humphrey's lifelong career has provided students with the best collegiate experience, with a strong focus on faculty and staff development, experiential learning opportunities, and forward-thinking research endeavors. She envisions Carlow University is masterfully and can adapt to the ever-changing needs of students, faculty, and staff. Serving as her third year as president, she's been able to create programs for single mothers, foster, and homeless youth. 3 facilities have been purchased under her leadership at Carlow. Their enrollment has increased and new academic programs have been established, some of which are speech pathology, physical therapy, occupational therapy, licensed practitioner nursing, surgical technology, e-sport business management, full-stack computer science, and physician assistant. Prior to her arrival at Carlow, she served as Senior Vice Chancellor for Engagement and Secretary to the Board of Trustees for the University of Pittsburgh, having previously served for 9 years as Vice Provost and Dean of Students. She and her team opened the first Community Engagement Center in Homewood, a place-based strategy that assists Pitt in providing services to the community. She also developed a stronger culture and valued pluralism and created the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she has led innovative efforts to provide the university and community with platforms to engage. Dr. Humphrey serves at the boards of When Girls, the Forbes Funds, the Federal Reserve Board of Cleveland, River Life, United Way, Pittsburgh Symphony, and UPMC. She's an active member of the Macedonia Church on the Hill. Dr. Humphrey holds a bachelor's degree from the University of Central Missouri, a master's degree from the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and a PhD from St. Louis University. She also holds executive certificates from Harvard Kennedy School and INSEAD in France. I'd like to welcome to the stage Dr. Kathy Humphrey.
Good afternoon. Oh, let's try it again. I gotta make sure you're out there. Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to the United States Academic Decathlon Super Quiz. I am absolutely thrilled to serve as your MC for today. It is truly my pleasure to be a part of this awesome occasion, the Super Quiz and the Speech Showcase, the final event of this National Academic Decathlon competition. We are in for a good time, is that right? The topics of this year's curriculum is technology and humanities. And the Super Quiz will include questions from the subjects of art, economics, literature, music, science, social science, and mathematics. Before we go any further, I request that you turn off all cell phones so not to disrupt the Super Quiz competition. Will you do that for me? Are you doing it? All right. Also, if you'll help us and make sure that your cameras are not on flash, no flash photography will be permitted during the Super Quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able and remove your hats and caps for the national anthem sung by Tanae Taylor from the Creative and Performing Arts Magnet School here in Pittsburgh.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what rainbow stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Over ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
You did a great job today. Thank you, Tanae. That was outstanding. Give her another hand. Woo! We will now begin our parade of flags. Please direct your attention to the aisles for the presentation of the flags. Please stand as your flag is presented and remain standing. From our host state of Pennsylvania, Seneca Valley High School, and from Divisions 4 and 5, Northwest Pennsylvania Collegiate Academy and Penn Valley Area High School. From Alaska. You want me to hold on? I will. I'll hold on. You just tell me when to come. Now we're good? All right. We are good now. From Alaska, Lathrop High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Hutchinson High School and Idea High School. From Arizona, Hamilton High School, and from Districts Division 4 and 5, Walden Grove High School and Bases, Scottsdale. From California, El Camino Real Charter High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Sherman Oaks, CES, and Hallmark Academy. From Colorado, Mountain Vista High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Inglewood High School and Frontier Academy. From Connecticut, New Fairfield High School. From New Fair, come on, that's it. There you go. From Florida, the Classical Academy of Sarasota. From Georgia, Elite Scholars Academy, and from Division 4 and 5, Columbus High School and North Atlantic High School. From Hawaii, Punahou High School. From Idaho, Standpoint High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Renaissance High School and Marsing High School. From Illinois, Whitney M. Young Magnet High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Lane Tech College Prep High School and Amundsen High School. From Indiana, Martinsville High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Kankakee Valley High School. From Iowa, Cedar Rapids Jefferson High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Union High School and Mason City High School. From Maine, Oak Hill High School. From Massachusetts, Wellesley High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Acton Boxborough Regional High School and Westwood High School. From Minnesota, Avalon High School, and from Division 4, Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial High School. From Missouri, University Academy. From Nebraska, Pius X High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Mount Michael Benedictine School and Daniel J. Gross Catholic High School. From New Jersey, Westwood Regional High School, and from Division 4, Hackensack High School. From New Mexico, St. Pius X High School. From New York, West Genesee High School. From Ohio, Oakwood High School, and from Division 4, Willoughby High School. From Rhode Island, North Kingston High School. From Tennessee, Fayette Ware High School. From Texas, John Foster Dulles High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Health Careers High School and Taylor High School. From Utah, Da Vinci Academy of Science and the Arts, and from Division 4 and Union High School. From Virginia, Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology. From Wisconsin, New Berlin High School, and from Division 4 and 5, Melrose, Mindora High School, and Green Bay Preble High School. And finally, from Wyoming, Laramie High School. From various states in the U.S., the U.S. individual participants in this year's National Academic Decathlon. Thank you, flag bearers. You may return to your seats. Again, welcome to the Super Quiz, the exciting final event of the United States Academic Decathlon. Here today are decathletes from all across the United States who have spent many months rigorously studying and preparing for this competition. And many of them have earned the title of decathlon champions in their states. Indeed, I am sure you will agree with me that all of them here today are champions. And we salute each and every one of you for your accomplishments. And it is our hope that you will take great pride in your efforts and in your achievements. You are amazing because I said so. It's not in my script. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in applauding for all of these outstanding decathletes, and let's really cheer them on for the work they've already done. I would like to acknowledge a few of the many special people who are here with us today. Will the members of the Academic Decathlon Board of Directors please stand? The Academic Decathlon is run at the state level by a very hard-working group of individuals. Would all Academic Decathlon state directors please stand so we can show our gratitude to you? Now, I'd like to thank the Academic Decathlon corporate sponsor, GCI, for providing the technology to live stream today's Super Quiz. Thank you very much. Their efforts has allowed friends and family back home to watch and cheer their teams on virtually. And for this, we are eternally grateful. Last, but certainly not least, I'd like to offer a special thank you to our proctors for volunteering your time to help out with today's Super Quiz. You're going to work hard. Thank you. It is now time to hear the instructions. So please give your attention to the instructions for this competitive event. Students and audience, please listen carefully. The scores from today's Super Quiz will be used solely for the purpose of determining the Super Quiz winners and will not affect the overall decathlon team or individual scores. Team stations are indicated by the signs that you see on each table. Please locate your station. Your team's identification number will be on your keypad at your station. When you get to your station, confirm that the team number on the keypad is correct. When your academic group is called Varsity, Scholastic, and Honors, all three members of your team will come to your team station. Each team will have one keypad device. Each team will have scratch paper and pencil. Each student is allowed to bring one acceptable calculator. Do not touch anything at the station until instructions to do so. A total of 18 multiple choice questions will be given for each relay round. There will be one practice question that will be read at the beginning of each round in order to prepare for the round. Each test item has 5 possible responses. The answers are labeled A through E. The test questions will be displayed on the projection screen to the sides of the stage. At this time, nonverbal collaboration is allowed. When the last answer choice is finished, Oral communication is allowed. As quickly as possible, one team member should press the letter key corresponding to the team's answer. On the keypad, after the answer is entered on the keypad, it will be displayed on the keypad screen. You may change your answer during the response time. After the response time, the clicker will close and no longer accept answers. At that time, the last selected answer is locked into the system and may not be changed. The 2 math questions per round will have a 20-second response time. All other questions will have a 10-second response time. At the end of the response time, I will say, "Results, please." A bar graph of responses will be displayed. I will then read the correct answer. If you answered correctly, the computer scoring will credit your team with 1 point. Students, you may wave the blue flag on your table to show when you have answered the question correctly. Questions are worth 1 point each for a total of 54 points per team. It is very important for the audience to remain quiet during each test question and answer period. I must ask the audience to respect the integrity of the competition and limit your cheering to times between the rounds of questions. Between the rounds of questions. Okay, let's practice. A round has completed. By George, I think you've got it. All right, but I strongly encourage you to show your team spirit and support your teammate by cheering loudly, enthusiastically between round questions. Students, please hold up the red card on your table if you have any questions. If any irregularities is noted by the event coordinator or competition manager, the question will be disqualified and the answer will be removed from the total. Results at the end of the day after the relay. If I should mispronounce or misread a question, what appears on the projection screen is the prevailing basis for the question. Listen to me, teams. Read the screen. Read the screen. You got it? What are you going to do? Read the screen. Read the screen. All right, we're together. We are delighted to have the opportunity this afternoon to hear some of the very best prepared speeches that were heard by the judges yesterday. At the conclusion of the round one varsity questions, the highest scoring student in the varsity division will present their speech. At the conclusion of round 2, scholastic questions, the highest scoring student in the scholastic division will present their speech. And at the conclusion of round 3, honors question, the highest scoring student in the honors division will present their speech. Finally, we will be presenting the Super Quiz Team Awards to recognize the top teams in divisions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 at the end of today's event. I know you're eager to start, and so am I. So let's begin. Will all varsity students please take your place at your team station? Pretty exciting stuff, huh?
It is. I'm going to stand beside you, so if I see a red flag, just to help you.
Okay, great.
So if we need to pause.
Okay.
Or are you going to stand and tell her when she needs to pause? Okay. I love the fact that you enunciate so well. You project its voice on.
Faux pas. And just everybody ready?
Do we know where Danielle, Terry, anybody is?
It is one per person. Each individual can have a calculator.
Okay. Each individual can have a calculator. One per person. So is somebody going to tell me when the 10 seconds and 20 seconds are up?
Yes, I will watch this clock and I will tell
Yes,
you.
and it'll be on the screen.
Okay,
But she
awesome.
can't see it though.
Yeah, so you're going to help me
I
with
will
that.
tell
Okay.
And I'm deaf in this ear, so
Okay.
slap me. Are we good?
No, not yet. And I don't know if it's part of the script or not, but they can only use the calculators for the math test. Can I use it for
It was
science?
not instruction.
Can I use it for econ?
I want to remind you that the calculators can only be used for the math questions. They can only be used for the math questions and no other sections. We together? Okay. All right. All right. We are ready for the varsity practice question. This is the practice question. Which technological term describes the frustration of accidentally sending a message to the wrong recipient? Technopanic, autocorrect fail, pocket dialing, apocalypse, email faux pas.
So you'll need to say A block, B block. Once you record it, it goes away. You won't see it. Once you press it, it lets you
If there's any more red cards, please hold them up high. There's one over there.
So we're going to read that question again and try one more time.
Okay. There's still one over there. There's still one here and over there.
We're going to try it one more time, guys. We've restarted, so don't press anything until
We're going to give you the practice question again and see if we can eliminate any issues or concerns. Which technology term describes the frustration of accidentally sending a message to the wrong recipient? A, technopanic, B, autocorrect fail, C, pocket dialing, D, apocalypse, E, email faux pas.
So enter your answers now.
Enter your answers. And if there is a problem, please raise a red card. All right, I believe we are ready to begin. The correct answer is C. All right. I want to remind everyone, the only thing we're going to do after a question is wave the blue flags, and after the round is completed, we're going to celebrate. All right? All right, we're going to begin now with the Varsity Round 1 questions. The ceiling of what building symbolized eternity and perfection due to its form? Brauhaus in Dessau, with its clean geometry, Penn Station Borough vaults, the pointed dome of the Florence Cathedral. D, the Athenian Parthenon, with its post and lintel construction. E, the hemispheric dome of Rome Pantheon. Results, please. The answer is E. I want to remind you again that we're only going to cheer after the round, not after each question. We'll be here too long. Question 2. Which of the following relates the product price and the amount of a product that consumers are willing and able to purchase at various prices over a fixed time period? A, quantity demand, B, supply curve, C, demand curve, D, supply schedule, E, demand set. Results, please. The answer is C. Question number 3.
We need to confirm clickers with our clicker managers, so.
No problem.
We're working on it, guys.
We're fixing a few technical issues. May as well rest. You know, it's funny you said that. I almost broke out and sung just a second ago.
There you go. Yeah. Why not?
Oh, gosh.
Reduce the stress level for everybody.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right?
Yeah, you can make all these things work all you want until the kids want it.
That's right.
They practically work these things the last 19 years, you know, every one of them.
Right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Technology and humanity.
It's true. There you go. In action, right?
In action, yeah. 100% an example.
provost or president? President. Very nice. And you went to UMKC, I hear.
I did.
Awesome. My best. I'm from Missouri.
Oh,
I say
where?
Missouri, southeast Missouri.
Okay.
Way down.
Okay.
But my best friend went to med school at UMKC.
Oh.
And at the time, it was a 6-year med school.
That's
I don't know if
right.
They still do that or not.
I think they still do that.
It's such an amazing.
Yeah, my friend is the dean of the med school there now. Yes.
A lot of concepts.
State directors, could you please come back to the back of the room? We need your help with something.
And it's been going on for years.
I don't know where that is.
Everyone else, please stay where you are. All
there.
students, stay in your seat. Current varsity students up front, please stay at your tables.
You know what? I worked on that last night. Hope y'all keep doing it correctly. Okay, not Noel Mom. Noah. Noah. Okay. Noah.
Or you could just call her Noe.
Noe. Noe.
Thank you so much for your patience. We do have an issue with our clickers, so we are reverting to paper pencil, which thankfully always works. So if you would, please, let me clarify this for you. You are going to have an answer sheet for each round at your table, okay? The varsity students have already answered questions 1 and 2, so we are going to start with number 3. That means students who are at the table right now, your first answer to fill in will be number 3. Number 3. If you start with number 1, your questions are going to be out of order and you're not going to get them right. Well, I guess you could get them right. You probably will not get them right. Okay? So if you're standing up front, start with question 3, please. For honors and scholastic students to come up, you are going to start with question 1. Do not fill in a bubble for the practice question. Do not fill in a bubble for the practice question. Additionally, please put your team number at the top of your scan form, and please clarify if you are varsity, scholastic, or honors. So right now, every table up here should write Varsity, because you are students 7, 8, and 9. Then please put your team number at the top. Does anybody have any questions that I can clarify? No, they just put their pencils down and it's done. Great question. Are the proctors going to be correcting or checking questions after each one? All right, an executive decision has been made by non-executives. Proctors, please check the answers when the answers are on the screen. If the answer is correct, please circle the number. If the answer is incorrect, please put a slash or an X through the number. If the answer is correct, please circle the number. If the answer is incorrect, please put an X through the number. Students, when the graphs come up, which won't happen, never mind, when the answer is shown, please put your pencils down.
I'm going to tell you after you read E and then it's going to do a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm going to say pencils down, and you're going to say that to them. And then we're going to say the answer is.
Okay.
I'm going to stand right here, and I'll hold your hand if you want.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, right.
So I'm saying results, please, and giving him the answer all at the same time.
So instead of saying results,
Any other questions?
pencils down.
Pencils down.
Right. And I'll tell you when. 'Cause it'll be-
All right, I'm going to hand it over to our wonderful MC.
All right. We are going to question number 3. I want to just remind you that you are going to be on question number 3 on your paper. You're going to put this question where? 3. You got it. Okay. Which term describes the system of functional tonality that was developed in Europe and was codified by about 1750? Impressionist, B, common practice, C, classical, D, Western, E, intuitive. Pencils down, the answer is B. Question?
Hold on. They have to circle the answer.
Okay. The answer is B. All pencils should be down. Question 4. How did the Palm Pilot recognize input from its users? Through cursive handwriting recognition, A. B. Through a numbered base code, C. Through a gesture-based alphabet, D. Through voice recognition, E. Through fingerprint scanning. Pencils down. The answer is C. Good. Question 5. In the olfactory epithelium, what structures undergoes depolarization due to the combination of sodium and calcium flowing into the cells and chloride flowing out of the cells? A. Cilia. B. Olfactory receptor neuron. C. Supporting cells. D. Basal cells. E. Axon. Pencils down. The answer is B.
We're good? We're good?
Question 6. Fayum portraits blend the visual traditions of A. the Byzantine Empire, the medieval Italy, B. North Africa and Iberia Peninsula, C. Venice and Nuremberg, D. Chinese porcelain and Dutch genre, E. Roman naturalism and Egyptian funerary art. Pencils down. The answer is E.
Do we want them to cover?
Ready?
Okay. So Proctor, bring it over here. Okay. What are we going to do? We're going to send the kids back.
Are we ready?
Okay, we're ready. Okay.
Question number 7. What numerical system is used to coordinate digital imaging with digital audio? A. SMPTE code. B. MIDI code. C. DAW code. D. DX7 code. E. AES code. Pencils down. The answer is A.
I think he got the clock working back up there, so I'm going to go by his clock.
Okay.
Good.
Question 8. The plants in Rappaccini's garden seem to do each of the following except glow without sunlight, need a lot of water, display ominous thorns, grow very large leaves, E, get very good care. Pencils down. The answer is C.
Are we good? I think I'm right there.
Question 9. Which two social websites did Mark Zuckerberg create while an undergraduate at Harvard University? A, Facebook and CourseMatch. B, CourseMatch and FaceMash. C, FaceMash Facebook. D, CourseMatch and LinkedIn. E, 6 Degrees and CourseMatch. Pencils down. The answer is B.
B.
Ready? Question 10. The appropriate ability of an innovation refers to the percentage of industries able to use the innovation. B, the ability of innovators to retain value from their innovation. C, the measure of how much competitors are able to appropriate away from the innovator. D, the percentage of innovation that are economically profitable. And E, the total value of investments made by the innovator. Pencils down. The answer is B.
Yeah, I wouldn't read the answer again. It's A, B, C.
Yeah. Okay.
It's different if it's a one-word answer, but no.
Question 11. What critical evidence did Broca's discovery provide about speech and language areas in the brain? A, speech areas are not localized in the brain. B, speech and language areas are localized on the left side of the brain. C, language areas are on the right side of the brain. D, language processing is primarily localized in the occipital lobe. And E, lesions in the frontal area do not affect speech.
That was completely different from what's on the screen.
Go with what's on the screen. Go with those letters.
It was different than your script. So give it a couple more seconds. Oh, now, what's the answer? You go ahead and read whatever answer. There you go. So read speech.
The answer is speech and language areas are localized on the left side of the brain. Which was it? B. Is it be there? Yeah. What, the letters were not the same?
They weren't not at all. Your answer stems were completely different, which is very weird.
All right.
Are you guys good? Right here. I'm watching you to make sure it's one time. Okay, go on.
Question 12. The car culture of America led to A, communication technology that spurred television, B, New York's dominance as an artistic center, C, greater global trade and product variety, D, increased voter participation, E, the rapid development of suburbs. Pencils down. The answer is E.
When he's finished with his 4 tables, that's when I say let's go. If he
Okay.
can do it in 4 tables, then
That's right.
of course he gives you all. Let's do it.
Question 13. In the novel, The Lave of Heaven, the most significant personal challenge to Orr in his efforts to turn off the augmenter is that A, it takes the entirety of his willpower to turn it off. B, the augmenter does not want to be turned off. C, the augmenter is too complex to be controlled. D, Orr is not sure he should interfere with it. E, Hubbard's dream has already done too much damage. Pencils down. The answer is A. Question 14. Which song saves the day in Mars Attack? Rosemary, A, B, Door of My Dreams, C, Indian Love Call, D, Why Shouldn't We, E, Totem Tom Tom. Pencils down. The answer is C. Question 15. How did John Kimeny and Thomas E. Kurtz make computing accessible to all students? A, they created the simple program for Fortran. B, they invented the clickable mouse. C, they created the new programming language of BASIC. D, they designed the first time-sharing system. And E, they added imagery to text. Pencils down. The answer is C. Question number 16. What is a disadvantage of wearable BMI devices compared to invasive BMIs? A, the cost of the device is excessive compared to similar instruments. B, the device only shows the frontal cortex brain functions. C, the devices give off a strong magnetic field. D, they lack the ability to record brain activity. And E, the devices disrupt nearby signals. Pencils down. The answer is D. Question 17. Find the diagonal of the rectangular prism with width equals 9, length equals 12, and height equals 8. A, 13, B, 17, C, 14, D, 19, C, 16. Pencils down. The answer is B. This is the final question. Question 18. Find the limit as x goes to 2 of the quantity of 2 minus x quantity squared divided by the quantity 2 minus x. A, 2, B, 4, C, 1, D, 0, E, indeterminate. Thank you. Pencils down. The answer is D.
Don't leave until you get started.
Can I send them back now? Wait, okay. You ready? The varsity students may now return to their seats.
But don't send those out.
Okay. Congratulations. Proctors, please total the scores and bring them forward. It is now time to welcome the first of our 4 speech presenters to the stage. The 4 students selected to present their speeches were the U.S. team participants who received the highest prepared speech scores in the varsity Scholastic, and Honors categories in Thursday's speech event. Please join me now in welcoming Chidike N.O.Z. from St. Pius X High School in New Mexico.
Women belong in the kitchen. That was a real tweet from the official Burger King Twitter account. Of course, it didn't end there. They went on to explain that they were offering a scholarship program in order to help more women enter culinary careers. However, most people only latched onto that initial sentence. And I think that this was by design, as advertising campaigns are intended to A, catch people's attention, and B, stick in their minds. Backed by increasingly large advertising budgets, with $250 billion being spent on marketing last year in the US alone, companies are taking increasing risks with their public image if it means being memorable to consumers, even if they're remembered in a negative light. This influence corporations have stretches beyond just advertising. This year, $4.5 billion are on track to be spent in federal government lobbying alone. This affects our daily lives in everything from traffic laws to tax codes. The United States' notoriously complicated tax procedures have had many bills introduced to simplify them. However, they've been repeatedly shot down as a result of lobbying from the parent companies of TurboTax and others in the market. This corporate influence over our society can invite dangerous consequences, such as in 2018 when the company BetterHelp, which offered online counseling services, became involved in a scandal after many of their therapists were discovered acting unprofessionally in sessions, even so far as some being intoxicated. Further investigation uncovered that in order to cut costs, BetterHelp had hired unlicensed therapists, and additionally, they had been selling private patient information to advertisers to make extra money. While in the case of BetterHelp, a legal settlement was able to be reached, many corporations get away with similar malpractice without consequence. This is largely a result of the Supreme Court's decision that corporations function as distinct persons. This corporate personhood allows them to make profits, own property, and file lawsuits in their own names while simultaneously avoiding the consequences that most ordinary people would face, such as jail time. This year alone, 5 corporations own $12 trillion in assets. That is more than 600 million average US citizens, nearly double the US population. This means that corporations are functionally able to buy their elections and legislators. However, while it may seem that in a world of increasing corporate control, we are powerless to affect the situation, there are many small steps that we can take to stand against megacorporations. One, we can invest in our local markets in order to boost the local economies rather than funneling money off to distant CEOs. In addition, we can put more weight behind efforts to limit the power of corporate lobbying so we can make sure that the driving force in our government is democracy rather than faceless greed, and we can build a better future. Thank you.
Nice job, Chidike. All right. All Scholastic students should now come to your team station. I'm good. I got one. I'm good. I just rest when I can.
And they put me up there, knowing
If you are by table 70, please raise your hand. 70. There it is right here. I want to remind you that you are not going to fill in a bubble for the practice question. Are you going to fill in a bubble for the practice question? Ready? The second round will begin with a practice question. Which famous sandwich was invented in Pittsburgh? Philly cheesesteak, Cuban sandwich, Reuben sandwich, Parmenti Brothers sandwich, Monte Cristo sandwich. Pencils down. The answer is D. We will now begin with the Scholastic's Round 2 question number 1. Which of the following statements concerning the macroeconomy is true in the long run? A, the natural rate of employment varies, but potential GDP does not in the long run. B, the natural rate of unemployment does not vary, but potential GDP does in the long run. C, the natural rate of unemployment and potential GDP both vary in the long run. D, the natural rate of unemployment and potential GDP both do not vary in the long run. E, it is impossible for either the natural rate of unemployment or potential GDP to change without the other changing as well. Pencils down. The answer is C. Question 2. The least common ending to a rogue robot story is that the robot, A, regenerates itself, B, destroys itself, C, endures questioning its existence, D, is destroyed by its maker, E, expires or wears out. Pencils down. The answer is A. Question number 3. What best explains how IBM reconciled the differences in and incompatibilities between its 700 series computers, its 790s computers, and its 1401 computer that it released in the 1950s and 1960s? A, it began to use the same series and type of hard drives in all of its computers. B, it used the same advanced chipset in all of its computers. C, it created a simultaneous family of machine language capable computers for all customers. D, it began to mass produce its computers on an assembly line using the same frame. E, it subcontracted production of the compatible parts to a single company. Pencils down. The answer is C. Question number 4. Wang Chen's publication on agriculture in 1297 is notable because it describes the earliest artistic earthworks, contains the earliest record of formula for porcelain, utilizes papyrus instead of parchment. D, was the first book mass-produced with movable type made of wooden blocks. And E, described land restoration through terracing. Pencils down. The answer is D. Question number 5. What film score caused Bernard Herrmann to lose an Oscar for Citizen Kane? A, Bride of Frankenstein. B, The Day the Earth Stood Still. C, The Devil and Daniel Webster. D, The War of the Worlds. E, The Wizard of Oz. Pencils down. The answer is C. Ready? Question number 6. In the Lave of Heaven, when Dr. Haber is situated in the grandiose Herod Tower, now larger than the British Museum, he retains an ostentatiously humble reminder of his beginnings. This is A, an old mural of Mount Hood. B, the old intercom system. C, a shelf of textbooks. D, an analyst's couch. E, a metronome. Pencils down. The answer is D. Question number 7. Parasympathetic ganglia can usually be found very close to the organ that the second neuron in the sequence is targeting. How does this arrangement benefit from the other systems? A, the arrangement maintains equilibrium between the thoracic and limbic systems. B, the chemical ions involved in action potentials maintain homeostasis. C, this organization is specialized for signaling individual organs to specialize the input to them. D, the sequences specifically enable the nervous and digestive systems to balance each other out. And E, the cardiovascular and circulatory systems achieve an equilibrium. Pencils down. The answer is C. Question number 8. In I Sing the Body Electric, the description of the helicopter settling like a vast and frenzy hibiscus on the lawn is an example of A, a simile, B, a metaphor, C, personification, D, synecdoche, E, and metotophy. Metatony. Monotony. Thank you. Monotony. Answer? A. Question number 9. What circumstances changed in the 1970s to permit microchips to replace core memory? A, designers configured the electronic relationship between microchips and integrated circuits. B, design innovation permitted microchips to store far more information. C, the cost of manufacturing microchips in large quantities was greatly reduced. D, the complexity of computer design revealed a major flaw in core memory. And E, core memory could not keep up with the increasingly faster computer speeds. Pencils down. The answer is C.
Oh, I might in my purse. I forgot I had it on my phone.
Ready?
Did you find one?
Okay. Question number 10. Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling has received renewed attention in recent decades because A, an earthquake in 1994 caused damage. B, a cleaning has revealed its original bright colors. C, It has been censored in some schools. D, the fresco thought to cover another painting. E, a trove of sketches for the ceiling has been discovered. Pencils down, the answer is B. Question number 11. What techniques are used in the 7-second prelude to The Day the Earth Stood Still? A, musique concrete, maximalist B, C, programmatic, D, text painting, E, elusive. Pencils down. The answer is A. Question 12. Efficiency is an important first step towards A, eliminating scarcity, B, making the concept of opportunity cost irrelevant, C, eliminating the need to study economics, D, maximizing overall well-being, E, maximizing the amount of resources needed to produce less output. Pencils down, the answer is D. Ready? Question number 13. What is the correct chronological order for the development of the Internet? A, Usenet, CSNet, ARPANET, NSFNet, ARPANET, Usenet, B, this is B, ARPANET, Usenet, CSNet, NSFNet, C, CSNet, ARPANET, Usenet, NSFNet, D, NSFNet, ARPANET, Usenet, CSNet, and E, ARPANET, CSNet, Usenet, NSFNet. Pencils down. The answer is B. Question 14. What is the process occurring in the nerve synapses in the diagram? A negative sodium and potassium ion results in a chemical gradient causing hyperpolarization. B, positive potassium ions and negative calcium ions produce chemical gradient and polarization. C, the first neuron creates a positive chemical balance using Ca ions, resulting in signal transfers. D, chemical messengers such as C1 positive and K negative ions create a polarization in the depolarization potentials. And E, neurotransmitters float across the synaptic cleft and bind to receptors on the postsynaptic neurons. Pencils down. The answer is E. Question number 15. What problem did plastic solve when it was introduced in the 1800s? A, shortage of food packaging materials. B, lack of durable building materials. C, depletion of animal sources for lightweight and insulating materials. D, high cost of metal for children toys. E, overabundance of whale bones for industrial purposes. Pencils down. The answer is C. Question 16. Which of the following is not an engineering feature of the dome of the Florence Cathedral? A, two thin interlocking dome shells. B, a herringbone pattern of brickwork. C, 8 vertical ribs visible on the exterior. D, a pointed shape influenced by the Gothic arch. E, use of concrete that could be molded. Pencils down. The answer is E. Question number 17. In an isosceles triangle with vertices 4, 3, -4, 4, and 5, -5, find the sum of the lengths of the two legs. A, the square root of 65. B, the square root of 65 plus the square root of 85. C, the square root of 85. D, 2 times the square root of 65. E, 2 times the square root of 67. Pencils down. The answer is D. Question 18, final question. Find the limit as x goes to negative 1 of the quantity x plus 1 divided by the product of x times the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity x minus 2. A, minus half. B, 1/3. C, 1. D, 0. E, indeterminate. Pencils down. The answer is B. Proctors, you do not need to total them, just bring them forward. Students, thank you. You may return to your seat. Job well done. It is time to welcome our second and third, because we had a tie, speech presenters. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming first Jack Contelli from Health Career High School in Texas. Jack?
So I want to preface by saying I completely forgot my speech because I didn't think I'd be doing this, so just bear with me a little bit. All right. The English language is one of the most spoken languages worldwide, but despite its popularity, it contains some of the most counterintuitive and confusing linguistic rules of any language. Like, you spell words in ways that seem strange. You put I before E except after C, or really whenever. You have contronyms and contractions and homophones and homonyms and homographs and so many more. All of these rules can be heavily discouraging to a person learning the language, especially considering that in 116 of 194 countries, English is the most popular language being studied. As someone who speaks 3 languages, I can confidently say something that all of us English speakers are thinking. The English language is confusing and ridiculous. Firstly, English is incredibly wishy-washy with all of its grammar rules. I mean, you can make entire sentences out of just one single word. For example, buffalo, 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 buffalo. That sentence was entirely grammatically correct. Why, you may ask? It's because the word buffalo is a homonym, which are words that are either homographs, words that are spelled the same with different meanings, homophones, words that sound the same regardless of spelling, or both. Buffalo is specifically a homograph. So why is the sentence buffalo, 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 buffalo correct? It's because it is made up of 3 different forms of the word buffalo. The first refers to the city of Buffalo, New York. The second to the animal bison. And the third to the verb form of buffalo, meaning to outwit, confuse, or bully. So in total, the sentence translates to bison from Buffalo, New York. That other bison from Buffalo, New York bully also bully bison from Buffalo, New York. Another example of homonyms are the words read and lead, which rhyme, but lead actually doesn't rhyme with lead, even though it's spelled the same, because lead rhymes with red, which is spelled the same as read. Not to be confused with read and red, or lead and lead, which are spelled completely differently. Another reason why English is so confusing is because of phonetics, which is the study of how words and letters sound. Usually, when you're looking at a word that you don't know, you think it'll sound a certain way, and with phonetics, it still doesn't sound correct. Take the letter X, for example. It usually makes that hard X sound, like in taxes or relax or apex. But sometimes it makes a softer Z sound, like in xylophone or xenophobic. So why don't we use the letter Z in these situations? Another example of this would be the letter C. In my opinion, the most useless letter. It can make two sounds, either the hard K sound, like in cat or car, or the S sound, like in ice or sell. So why don't we use K and S in these situations? Well, now that I think about it, ISEKREAM ice cream doesn't look as appetizing, now does it? Now, just single letters with phonetics is already extremely confusing, but when you start putting letters together, don't even get me started. You can make words and spell them correctly in ways that you would never imagine. You could spell church, T-O-L-O-T. You could spell fish, G-H-O-T-I, and those are both perfectly acceptable ways of spelling it. Fish, however, is very interesting. That GH, it comes from a suffix, O-U-G-H, a very common one in the English language, found in words that we use on a daily basis, like rough, cough, through, though, and bow. Well, maybe not that last one. All of these words end in O-U-G-H, and none of them rhyme. But for some reason, pony, P-O-N-Y, and baloney, B-O-L-O-G-N-A do rhyme? What I'm trying to say is that the English language is very confusing, especially for someone learning it as their second or third or even eighth language. All of these rules, among many, trust me, many others, heavily discourage people from learning the language. But as more people do learn this extremely confusing language, we grow closer and closer together. We become more connected to each other. We become more understandable. Well, English, understandable, that doesn't seem like it fits well. Thank you.
That was awesome, Jack. Thank you. Now we're going to hear from Skylar Garnett from Mountain Viscon High School in Colorado.
Several years ago, my family and I were fortunate enough to visit Disneyland in Anaheim, California. Hoping to skip to the front of the queue, we used Disney's Fast Pass, a system that allowed us to reserve a time slot and jump the line so that we could visit all of the attractions we were hoping for. I remember walking past everyone on Space Mountain, immediately getting on the ride, latching down my safety bar, and screaming my head off as I rode through the darkness. It was a ton of fun. But when we went to Disneyland again a couple of years later, we decided not to use the Fast Pass system. I was worried we'd wait in lines all day and wouldn't end up enjoying the trip. However, looking back on the 2 days, I have more memories from the latter than the former. And if given the chance to relive it, 10 times out of 10, I would pick the second day over the first. See, although this day had a lot of downtime, I think it's important to note who I was spending that time with, my family. Even though we had to stand in the hot sun for hours, it gave us the perfect opportunity to talk. We didn't want to use our phones and drain the already low batteries, and we couldn't exactly go anywhere, seeing as we were stuck in the line. But being there and talking with my family made the lines pass by, and the rides, now that we had to wait for them, that much more enjoyable. I think that we form our most treasured memories, not when we have overcome a seemingly insurmountable obstacle or had a moment of great triumph against all odds. I think the memories that we cherish, the ones that change us, are the little things, the in-between moments, the ones we spend with those who we love and who love us, the real conversations, not just ones where you say, "How's your day?" and then I say, "Pretty good, what about you?" And then we do the same thing over and over again every day for years. No, not those. I'm talking about the ones where we reflect on how far we've come. The ones about how we can't possibly know what the future can hold, but still can't help thinking about it. About how we're actually feeling, not just fine or good, but scared or hopeful. And I think that, while not impossible otherwise, is most often found in the little moments. Because when we have a big event coming up, or a difficult test we have to study for, it's so easy to lose ourselves in the race to the finish line. But it's when we have nothing happening that we really talk. We all wait in lines every day, even if they're metaphorical. We wait for the bus in the morning, for a response to our email, for last night's leftovers to heat up in the microwave, whatever. And it's in these moments where I find we make memories. Studies have shown that 90% of the time we spend with our parents is between the ages of 0 to 18. That is crazy. 90% of our time together takes up less than 25% of our lives. I'm about to graduate high school, go into college, and turn into a legal adult. I rely on my family every day, and the thought that the majority of the time I will spend with them is behind me is scary. That's why I think it's so important not to take for granted the small moments we spend with our loved ones. My mom is usually out of state for work, and my brother is usually off in Chicago at college. We don't have to get to spend all that much time together in person. Life gets in the way. But I make sure that the times we do spend together are good ones. So the next time one of you is waiting in line with your friends or family, annoyed with how long it's taking, please consider thinking about who you're with. When it's so easy to fill any downtime we have with our phones, maybe try striking up a conversation. Who knows? You might just end up making lasting memories. Thank you.
Thank you, Skylar. That was awesome. It gave us all something to think about. All right. We are now ready to ask all of our honor students to come forward to your team station. I'm good. I'm good. I'm so used to being in these spots. I know. Not used to be with kids.
Been there.
If anyone has lost a gold earring, I have it up here, and you can come and get it afterwards. All right? I'm going to set it right here. It's very pretty. I wish there were two. All right, are we about ready? Ready? Okay. I want to remind you, honor students, that I'm going to give you a practice question right now. You are not going to fill out the first bubble. You are not going to fill out the first bubble. Are you going to fill out the first bubble? No. All right, I love you guys. All right, honors, this is your practice question. What was the original name of Google before it was rebranded in 1997? Google, Backrub, Fendify, Webcrawler, Surfbot. Pencils down. The answer is B. I want to remind you that during the question, you can communicate with your teammates non-verbally, but not verbally during the question. We will now begin honor round 3 with questions. What was the primary purpose for using leitmotifs in the score for Star Wars? To provide sufficient musical contrast? B, to streamline John Williamson's working process? C, to unify the films thematically? D, to allow the electronic manipulation of sound? And E, to make the film more esoteric? Pencils down. The answer is C. Question 2. In No Woman Born, Deidre says that her appeal was never based on beauty, but each of the following except: A, veracity, B, muscular coordination, C, camera angles, D, years of training, E, habit patterns. Pencils down. The results are C. Ready? Question 3. The painting of Marie-Louise Elizabeth Vigée Lebrun are considered products of the Rococo style. As a Rococo artist, we expect her works to: A, adhere to classical idealism and her heroic themes; B, emphasize color and changeable light with visible brushstrokes; C, serve as devotional images for prayer and contemplation; D, express the machine age with hard-edged geometric subjects; E, be lighthearted and pleasurable with pastel colors. Pencils down. The answer is E. Question 4. What do Google and Yahoo have in common? A, they both examine the inbound links of a web page to determine its content. B, both were manually curated when they were first created. C, both were started by graduate students at Stanford University. D, when they first went online, they were both curated by having a program search the internet. E, they were both created by established computer companies. Pencils down. The answer is C. Question number 5. In Childfinder, Barbara believes that someday her kids will: A, live in a prosperous neighborhood; B, create a more peaceful world; C, settle a lot of scores; D, all be children finders; and E, infiltrate the organization. Pencils down. The answer is C. Question number 6. You are listening to a piece of music, and notice the sustained pitches are not simply held, but instead exhibit wobble in pitch. What term best describes what you are hearing? Tremolo, vibrato, staccato, D, legato, E, marcato. Pencils down. The answer is B. God for you. Question number 7. Suppose the price of hamburgers increase from $1 to $1.25, and as a result, the numbers of hamburgers bought and sold decreases by 125 to 100. What is the price elasticity of demand for hamburgers? A, negative 0.25, B, negative 1.25, C, negative 0.20, D, negative 0.8. E, it cannot be calculated from the information given. Pencils down. The answer is D. I want to remind you that calculators can only be used for the math questions. All right? Question number 8. What process gives us our binocular vision? A, the frontal lobe of the brain coordinates visual input from both eyes to produce binocular vision. B, the hypothalamus, you know it, hypothalamus uses the information from both sides of the brain and produces an image. C, the amygdala gathers visual input from either side of the brain and combines the images. D, the visual field's lateral portions are seen by both eyes and represented on both sides of the brain. E, the central portion of the visual field is seen by both eyes and is represented on both sides of the brain. Pencils down. The answer is E. Question number 9. Early photography was nefariously used as a tool of surveillance and societal control in all of the following ways, except capturing faces of immigrants, recording the faces of criminals, C, supporting the idea of polygenesis, D, violating the privacy of enslaved individuals, and E, recording deceased family members. Pencils down. The answer is E. Question number 10. The graph represents the market equilibrium for milk after the introduction of bovine growth hormones, BGH. After the introduction of BGH, which of the following is definitely true? A, consumers are better off. B, producers are better off. C, both consumers and producers are better off. D, both consumers and producers are worse off. E, whether consumers or producers are better or worse off is ambiguous. Pencils down. The answer is A. Question number 11. Why is the hippocampus more simplistic than many other regions of the brain? A, it performs more general but important functions than other regions. B, it's very tiny. C, it contains gray matter only. D, it only has 3 layers. And E, it contains white matter only. Pencils down. The answer is D. Question number 12. What was the difference between the analytical engine and the difference engine? The analytical engine has precisely honed gears, while the powerful difference engine relied on electricity. B, the difference engine was designed to specialize in one-of-a-kind calculation, while the analytical engine was envisioned to be programmed to perform any mathematical operation. C, the difference engine has precisely honed gears, while the powerful analytical engine relied completely on electricity. D, the analytical engine was designed to specialize in one-of-a-kind calculations, while the difference engine was envisioned to be programmed to perform any mathematical operation. And E, the purposes and design for the difference engine and the analytical engine came from 2 different people, Charles Babbage and David Hilbert. Pencils down. The answer is B. Question 13. In the novel, The Lave of Heaven, when Orr realized that Haber believed Orr could change reality, his first thought was of terror of what Orr might do, suspicion of what Orr might do. C, desire for more prescription drugs. D, joy that he was not insane. And E, frustration that Haber did not tell him right away. Pencils down, the answer is D. Question number 14. Of the following, which is not true about early silent film theaters? A, 50% of theaters had no orchestra at all. B, some theaters had massive musical libraries with over 8,000 selections. C, audience experience varied from theater to theater. D, orchestra size varied from theater to theater. E, by the mid-1920s, audience experiences had become more standardized due to the use of recorded music. Pencils down, the answer is A. Question number 15. Which of the following is not a source of bias in measuring the inflation rate using the CPI? A, unmeasured quality changes. B, substitution effects from product price changes. C, introduction of new goods. D, prices of goods and services used in the CPI are collected only once during the year. E, introduction of new services. Pencils down. The answer is D. Question number 16. What primarily determines a neuron's resting potential, and what is the typical range of resting potential observed in most neurons at rest? A, movement of sodium ions through open sodium leak channels, usually between positive 60 to positive 80 MV. Movement of potassium ions through open potassium leak channels, usually between negative 60 to negative 80 MV. C, movement of chloride ions through open chloride leaks channels, usually between negative 30 to negative 50 MV. D, movement of calcium ions through open calcium leak channels, usually between positive 40 to positive 60 MV. E, movement of bicarbonate ions through open bicarbonate leak channels, usually between negative 70 to negative 90 MV. Pencils down. The answer is B. You may use your calculators for the next two answers. Question number 17. Using the split function as x approaches 2, where a times x squared minus 1 for x greater than 2 and 3 times x plus 5 for values of x less than 2, find the value of a such that the limit exists. A, 2, B, 3, C, negative 3, D, 3 seconds, E, negative 3 seconds. Pencils down. The answer is B. This is the final question. Question 18. A cone has a lateral area of 27 pi and a slant height of 3. Find the radius of the cone. A, 3, B, 6, C, 4.5, D, 9, E, 12. Pencils down. The answer is D. Proctors, please bring the score sheets forward. You do not need to add them. Thank you, students. You may return to your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in a very large round of applause for an outstanding group of young people, all of whom are champions here today. This is the final round of the Super Quiz event, and the Super Quiz scores are being compiled for each team, and the winners of today's events will be announced momentarily. It is now my great pleasure to welcome our final speech presenter to the stage. Please join me in welcoming Noe Brennan from Punahou High School in Hawaii.
If you ever want to make some friends, there is one surefire way: world domination. So whether you're feeling a little lonely or you just want a few more minions to do your bidding, here is my newly declassified, simple 5-step plan to achieving total global power. Step 1, capture their attention. To control the world is to control some valuable resource, and what is the most valuable resource we have? Time. Grab their attention by any means possible. Controversial titles with little meaning, outright lies. It doesn't have to be true so long as people will click on it. After all anybody wants anymore is a quick shot of dopamine, and you can give it to them. Step 2, convince people to make your content for you. Once you've captured the attention of every citizen of the world, you don't have to continue capturing it. They can do that for you. Offer up your newfound platform as a democratic forum to discuss ideas, or an artist coven where people can share their work, or even as a simple way to catch up with friends and family. People will eat it up. Now all you have to do is sit back, relax, enjoy complete and total global power, and watch as your consumers create the product for you. Step 3, shorten attention spans. Decrease word count, shorten the length of videos, constantly bombard your viewers with an endless stream of overstimulating content, and watch as their attention spans slowly shrink to that of a goldfish. Once you've overwhelmed them with the dopamine, they'll become so desensitized to it that they'll be unable to feel happy without you. This is key, since the only powers humanity has never rebelled against are the ones that feed addiction. Step 4, control the information. Now that you provide people with the content they consume, you can control what information they know. After all, she who holds the press holds the power. Nobody will ever think thought. You control what people think is reality. Step 5, divide and conquer. Begin dividing your followers into groups, niches. Once separated, you can begin radicalizing them against each other, getting them to hate each other. This is key since no one will ever be able to unite and overthrow you if they can't even stand to be in the same room together. Now that you control the information, you can even get them to believe entirely different constructs of truth. By keeping your followers separate, you keep yourself in eternal power. And that's all you need to know to achieve complete and total power and dominance. I hope you took notes, since your free trial of eternal dominance ends in just 7 days. While this may seem silly or like a stretch, we should all take a look at how social media mirrors this. Social media has taken a grip on our world faster than anything else in human history. It's the reason why my generation has the shortest attention spans and highest rates of anxiety and depression ever recorded. The average teen will spend more than half their waking hours online. And while it can be a useful tool, social media is clearly dangerous in the wrong hands, especially if we don't pay attention to the growing power it has over our worlds. However, we can combat this growing power simply by asking ourselves a few key questions. Who are my actions actually benefiting? Am I enjoying the time I'm spending on this? Is the time I'm spending on this meaningful to me? By asking ourselves these questions, we can ensure that we put the limited time we have on this earth to things that actually make us happy. Nobody can be sure what role social media will play in the future, but for now at least, we all get to decide what role it plays in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Noe. That was wonderful. I am trying to find out if we're ready. Are we ready? Almost.
We have some calculators that can come up if you want. You want to announce calculators to come up? I can't get the microphone. Would you announce calculators? Team 65.
There, I didn't hear him.
Oh, if you left your calculators up here, come get them.
If you left your calculators up, you can come and get them now if you left them.
Team 65. Anybody else? You know the calculators, guys?
It's going to be a couple of minutes. Do you want me to sing for you? If you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe in yourself and know you're right, because the time will come around when you'll say it's yours. Believe that you can go on. Believe you can float on air. And know from the moment you start, If you believe, then you'll be there. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic that's inside your heart. Believe all these things not because I told you to, but believe in yourself as I believe in you. Are we ready yet? Glad to be here.
They're still counting in class.
Okay. If the super quiz proctors can now meet over by the that end of the auditorium.
So you're going to start here on this line, Arizona, Ohio, Nebraska, California. Do you have that?
Yeah.
Do you have all the schools? Are you good with that?
Is this Welcome?
Walden Grove. Nebraska. Arizona, both Arizona.
All right, we are ready now to give the results and present the Super Quiz Team Awards and recognize the top teams in divisions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are ready. Now, for our first place for Super Quiz winners Division 5, it is Basis Scottsdale, Arizona High School. Is the team coming? Come on to the stage, team. Come on, hurry, run on down. Congratulations.
Who's the captain taking the flag? Okay. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well done.
Awesome. Now for our first place Super Quiz winners, Division 4, Walden Grove High School, Arizona. Come on down, hurry, hurry. There you go. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you the captain? No. You got it. Go. Congratulations. Congratulations, Super Quizzers. Way to go, way to go, way to go. Good job, good job, good job, good job. Well done. Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations.
All right. Division 3, first place in Super Quiz is Oakwood High School from Ohio. Come on down. Congratulations.
Good job. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Way to go. Congratulations. Well done. Great job. Coach. Make sure you can see me. Tight, tight, tight. One, two, three.
Next, for Division 2, first place in Super Quiz is Paya the 10th from Nebraska. Congratulations.
Get up the stairs. You're good. Have the rest of them. We don't want anybody to get you. Congratulations, guys. Your plaque. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Well done. All right, yeah. Hold it. Julie's get in the middle. All right. Get Julie's in the middle. Yeah, get Julie's in the middle. All right, look up.
All right. The first place Super Quiz team in Division 1 is El Camino Real High School from California. While they are coming, coaches, I want to remind you to check your email for the awards seating charts for tomorrow. Okay, there they are. Congratulations.
You guys are done, make sure you go back.
Great job, you guys. Wonderful. Congratulations, everybody. I've had a delightful time, and I hope you have too. I want to thank everyone who's participated. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being a part of this, and I hope you have a most pleasant evening. Good night.